Thank you so much, Ajit, for joining us today at the show.
Honor.
Great. Yeah. Just wanted to take it through, since we are at Nullcon, I wanted to understand you have a great association, there's a deep association in Nullcon. If you could just take us through a journey with Nullcon and today where you are.
Okay. So we started Nullcon long back in 2010.
Right.
So genesis of Nullcon is in Null community. I co-founded with Aem and Bhuza. Then we saw a lot of void where people couldn't get access to premium conferences. So we thought of creating one. So we started creating one.
Yes.
Then Aem, Bhuza and Antrish, they went on to form Payatu. And then Nullcon was transferred from Null community to Nullcon. So that's how the journey for Nullcon started.
Right.
I have been associated with Nullcon from day one.
Right.
And happy to give all my sweat and blood whenever it's needed for Nullcon.
Absolutely.
So that's what I've been doing.
That's nice. And where are you today? If you can just talk us through that.
Yeah, sure. So 5 years ago, I founded a company called PureID with my wife. And we have been working in the space of secure identity and access management. And recently, we got acquired by a US company, ColorTokens.
Oh.
So by virtue of that, now we are a US company working out of San Jose.
So what is exactly, can you throw a little more light about it? What exactly does a company do in like an IAM space? What are the solutions that you provide? If you could just let us know that as well.
Sure. So we identified that identity and access management space is a very old.
Right.
Okay. And everyone has that from day one. And it has a lot of legacy issues because of which it is not able to keep up with the modern attacks. Like simple attack like phishing, you don't have any elegant solution against phishing attacks. So all the new standards like FIDO, etc., even they struggle with keeping up with phishing attacks.
So it's not evolved, so to speak.
Yes, it has not evolved.
Right.
I mean, evolution has been there, but at a very periphery level. But the problem lies very deep inside that how servers authenticate users. So problem is all servers, they authenticate users just using passwords.
Right.
So now all the innovations has gone how to make users authentication journey painless. So removing passwords from the user side has been the focus of most of the companies and innovations that have been. No one has really worked to remove passwords from the server side. And we wanted to make sure that whenever server is trying to authenticate a user, they have both context. Like what is the security posture of the device that user is to access these, right? And you should have a better way of authenticating to a server rather than just using passwords, because server cannot differentiate whether password is given by you, me, or someone else. Right? As long as server gets the right password, they will give you an access.
Right.
And that's a very bad one. So we wanted to solve that problem. So we came up with some cryptographic constructs to solve this problem. We formed the company around that. Now we have been working with very big companies to solve their authentication problem. So we work with existing solutions like you might have Okta, PureID from Microsoft, SailPoint, etc.
Right.
We just sit on top of them or work with them to give you a secure and more regulated access to your pixels.
Right.
That's what we are doing.
Interesting. And how the problem is being solved today? How do you think exactly how? And it is a large problem which has not been identified for quite some time, because people do talk about non-human identities, and they're stuck there with the server issue that you spoke about.
Right.
So if you can just tell us like how large the problem is, and what is this, how big the problem is in India as well as globally.
Yeah. So we have been analyzing all the incidents around identity and access management throughout the year. And my team tracks all of these events, and we try to assess the dollar impact of these incidents, right, along with IBM, right? So in our understanding what impact these incidents have is every phishing incident that goes through have at least an impact of $5 million on a company, decent sized company, right? And now if you cumulatively add these over the years, companies reaches over these, right? So the cost is in billions. It's just mammoth, right? And it's same thing, right? Someone falls for phishing, gives away the credentials, people harvest those credentials and attack your servers.
Right.
So that problem has been there, right? And repeatedly being attacked. And it's not going away, right? So that's where we want to create an impact, right? So that's what PureID stands for. We want to give you a very secure and regulated access to all your critical applications and servers without having passwords, but using better cryptographic means of proving your identity, proving that I'm coming from a very clean device or whatever device I am. And you can regulate the access, what type of privileges you are giving. If my device is not you, you will limit it to only privileges. So
Cryptographic is another alternative, basically.
we are using that to identify user,
Right.
and we are making the authentication more context-based,
Right.
and without being a risk ourselves. Because the first thing that we acknowledge is any company can get breached, so that can happen to us. And whatever data we use to authenticate the user, that also
Right.
can be breached from our servers.
Correct.
What we don't want is whatever data we have on our servers to authenticate you, if that gets leaked, someone can take that and should have attacked our
Right. Right.
So what we have ensured is on our platform,
Mhm.
we have zero data. We use zero knowledge proofs to authenticate users. So we are not at risk.
Right. Right. Yes.
This is how we have been promoting more resilient authentication and privacy-driven authentication. So that's our distinction.
Oh, great. Thank you so much, Ajit. It was a pleasure having you, and we look forward to more meaty conversation and insightful conversation.
Definitely looking forward.
Yeah, thank you so
Enjoy
much.
the Nullcon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We will do. Thank you so much.